Give me 59 seconds to convince you why not watching this video in full could be one of the worst decisions of your life. We've all been there. Meeting someone new and we have to introduce ourselves. We either completely overshare, sucking all of the oxygen out of the room until the other person dies of suffocation, or we undershare, killing the conversation with awkward silences. But what if I told you that there's a solution? A way to not only leave an unforgettable first impression, but to make the other person actually crave conversation with you. So in this video, I'm gonna give you the simple 3-part formula to crafting an unforgettable 1-minute introduction that won't just make you linger in another person's head, but might actually give you a bigger problem. Having conversations where the other person doesn't want them to end. Step 1, the Inigo Montoya format. The most powerful example of an unforgettable introduction doesn't actually come from real life, but from a romantic comedy, The Princess Bride. The character Inigo Montoya finally meets his mortal enemy and introduces himself by saying,
"Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die."
Now, obviously, you shouldn't just go use this introduction on coworkers, but there's a reason why it's hailed as one of the most memorable introductions of all time. And that's because if you listen closely, it actually follows the same structure as any memorable first impression. His introduction is comprised of 4 critical parts that lay the foundation for a great first impression. Number 1, friendly greeting.
Hello,
There's number 2, a clear name statement.
my name is Inigo Montoya.
Number 3, a point of connection or context.
You killed my father.
And finally, number 4, there's the next steps in their relationship.
Prepare to die.
Sure, it's a violent example, but this structure can be tailored to any situation. Watch. What's up? I'm Henry. This bar has fantastic food. What are you drinking there? I think that looks great. I think I gotta get that. What is that? Now, obviously, for steps 1 and 2, there's not much creativity. Saying hi or yo, and then giving your name is boring, and it's part of a normal introduction. That's just simply turning the key in the ignition to start off your introduction. Where the real opportunity for creativity and charisma lies is when you put your foot on the gas and actually start driving with parts 3 and part 4 of Inigo Montoya's format. You see, where everyone gets it wrong is the point of connection or the context, your third sentence or phrase in the perfect 1-minute introduction. But it's in that third part, building the bridge between you and the other person, where you can stand out from everyone else. And the best way to do that isn't with a clever line that makes you appear smooth and socially confident. No, it's actually with the opposite, with vulnerability. Social psychologist Brené Brown calls vulnerability the birthplace of connection and the path to the feeling of worthiness. What she means is that a small admission of imperfection, it allows people to connect with you. For example, what's up, I'm Henry. I always feel awkward with these introductions. What about you? Or if you're at a bar, yo, I'm Henry. I'm a little embarrassed. Where exactly do we order? Do you have any idea? These aren't polished lines, and that's exactly the point. You see, vulnerability, it disarms the situation and leaves both people feeling at ease. And it's one of the very first steps to creating less forgettable introductions. But as powerful as vulnerability is, it's really nothing compared to what comes next. But before we move on to the next part of the video, I would really appreciate you hitting the like and the sub button. I make videos every single week. I do not miss a week. And I would love to see you next week. Back to the video. You see, most interactions, they end awkwardly and really politely. We've all been there. We've all introduced ourselves and then gotten the, well, it was nice to meet you. But if the first 3 points in your introduction went well, maybe you got a smile or a head nod. The most unforgettable thing you can do is leave the door open for more. And the best way to do that is with a casual, low-pressure invitation. Invitations without expectations. As sociologist Mark Granovetter showed in his study, The Strength of Weak Ties, our biggest opportunities don't usually come from our close friends, no, but from the new connections that they lead us to. By inviting people into your orbit, you become the bridge that links different social groups together. And this matters more than ever today, because we live in an age of disconnection, where everyone is quietly looking for genuine ways to belong. You see, it's important to remember that people don't go to bars, parties, or conferences for the drinks and the lectures. No, they're there to meet people. And when you're constantly sending out these low-pressure invitations, you're not only helping others fulfill the real reason why they showed up, but you're also doing 2 really important things for yourself. Number 1, it frames you as someone who's got plenty going on, as someone with such an abundance of opportunities that you can casually share them. And number 2, it frames you as confident and unfazed even in the face of a rejection of your invitation. These light and easy invitations project a more the merrier attitude. They grow your groups and put you in the center of these new connections. Pretty soon, Trust me, you'll find that you're the most popular person in all of your social groups because you're the middleman between them. That's what makes you unforgettable. That's the key. Not just someone they met once, but the person who gave them access to even more people, more opportunities, more connections, more life. A lot of what makes a good introduction powerful comes before you even say hello. It's not clever lines or even structure at all, but a simple mindset shift, assuming that the other person is gonna like you. And I know that sounds corny at first, but philosophy actually backs this up. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher whose ideas remain incredibly important on how mindset shapes human interaction, once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, what you believe shapes how you act. So if you walk into an introduction thinking, of course this person is gonna like me because I'm inherently likable, that belief seeps into your body language, your tone, and your presence. Psychology backs this up too. Research on the self-fulfilling prophecy shows that when teachers expect certain students to succeed, those students actually perform better. The same effect, it happens in introductions. Expecting likability makes people treat you as likable. It's a simple trick and a lot easier said than done, but it's one of the most helpful ones, but not nearly as helpful as Step 3, shifting the spotlight. Now, it may sound counterintuitive. An introduction should be about you, right? Wrong. One of the fastest ways to killing an introduction is simply shining the spotlight on yourself. Instead, you gotta flip it. You gotta turn the whole thing around. You gotta put the focus on the other person. This shift may sound small, but it's been recognized for centuries. Dale Carnegie, the author of the classic How to Win Friends and Influence People, wrote, "You can make more friends in 2 months by being interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you." In practice, this means swapping self-conscious questions like, am I sounding smart, with curiosity-driven questions like, how are they feeling right now in this interaction? Or what's the easiest way I can keep them talking? Some practical examples of this would be if they mention that they're tired, you don't say, "Oh, I'm really tired too." That's the way to kill the conversation. Rather, you should ask, what's keeping you up? You all right? Or when they mention their love for books, you don't jump into your own reading list like, "Oh, I like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one." You go, oh, what's like the best one that you've read this year? Do you notice the difference? Shifting the spotlight is the easiest way to take the pressure off of you, and it makes the other person feel seen. And when people feel seen, they remember you. Ultimately, the best 1-minute introduction isn't stiff business scripts or pickup lines that you saw on the For You page. No, those are too polished and they lack humanity. That's the easiest way to becoming completely forgettable. How to actually leave a lasting first impression it's the opposite. A structure that's simple enough to keep you grounded, vulnerability, extending low-pressure invitations without an expectation of them actually showing up. This way you become a bridge for connection in an age where everyone's looking for it, and assuming the other person is going to like you because what's not to like? And when you shift the spotlight away from yourself, you make the other person feel truly seen, and it takes all the pressure off of you. You don't have to perform. That's why the perfect introduction is paradoxical. It's not about flawless lines. It's about being the most human. And when you do that, you'll find that the real challenge isn't being remembered in that moment, but by having conversations and connections that are so compelling, the other person never wants them to end. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I really, really appreciate it. If you hit the like and sub button, I'll see you next week. I make videos like this every single week. Right now in my dad's studio, I find it beautiful. That's why I'm filming here. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of paintings and stuff if you look. Peace and love.